When I was 4 years old, I played my very first video game on a friend's PlayStation 2. Little did I know it would change my life forever. Since that day, I've gone on to own more than a dozen game systems and hundreds of games. Knowing my generation, I'm sure every single one of you has owned or at least played a game system once in your life. Maybe you experienced intense Mario Kart races, or traveled back in time with Assassin's Creed, or even won the Super Bowl in Madden. Like so many of you, gaming was a hobby of mine as a child. But over time, playing games wasn't enough for me. I began to learn the ins and outs of how they worked. This developed into an obsession with hacking almost every game system I owned, which led me down the path I'm on today. I had no idea my childhood obsession with video games would lead to me becoming a computer science major. My passion for gaming started when I was still in preschool. So my parents' friends came to visit from out of town, and their kids happened to bring along their PS2 for the trip. When I realized that I could control what was happening on the screen with my hands, it blew my mind. I didn't understand how it all worked, of course, but I was hooked nonetheless. We played Pac-Man World 2 all day, every day, until they went back home to Las Vegas. Shortly after they left, my parents bought me my very own PS2. This little black box opened the doors to countless worlds that I could explore from my own home. I ventured across the galaxy in Star Wars Battlefront and raced around the world in Gran Turismo 3. And even though my original console has long since stopped working, my PS2 has had a permanent impact on my life. But as I got older, I began to get more and more curious about what my game systems could do. Hacking game systems allowed me to do more than I ever thought possible. For example, the PS Vita. Widely considered to be a flop, it failed to reach the success of its predecessor, the PSP. However, rather than letting mine continue to collect dust in a drawer somewhere, I decided to peek behind the curtain and see what I could do with it without Sony's approval. Through this, I was able to use emulators to access games from a wide variety of systems, including the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64. I was able to heavily customize it with custom themes and personalized boot-up messages. I was even able to use whatever controller I wanted. The tools that I used to open up my Vita and several other systems really got me interested in cybersecurity. I realized that while I was bending the rules for good, there were people out there who would use technology to cause harm. I thought about that a lot throughout high school, and it's a major reason why I decided to study cybersecurity in college. In conclusion, video games have had a major impact on my life. What started with some friends and a PS2 developed into a passion for hacking for good so that I can prevent hacking for evil. So the next time you see that old console from your childhood laying around, take a moment to think about the impact that it's had on your life, and consider that there might be a whole lot of life left in it. And please believe me when I say that video games can take your life to the next level.